In this DeBacco University video, I'm going to go over the properties of solids so you can develop a better understanding for something that might seem very simple. All right, let me get into solids here. And solids have strong particle interactions and minimal kinetic energy, which prevent the flow or expansion like liquids or gases. You can see this kind of crystal lattice structure is kind of everything kind of bound together here. They are vibrating in place, but they're, for the most part, think of them as generally fixed in place. Now, what are some characteristics? Well, they do have a defined shape and volume. A rock or a metal cube retains the form regardless of the container that it's put in. They also have high density. They typically, because of these particles, are typically closely packed. Exceptions include solids like ice, which has a little less dense than water due to its open molecular structure. So slight little nuances there. Incompressibility. Compressing a steel block requires an immense force to kind of go through and kind of crush that or deform it in any way. As a result, they're very rigid and they have great mechanical strength. For example, a wooden beam supports weight without deforming very easily. They also have low diffusivity. The sugar crystals do not spontaneously mix with water unless they're actually dissolved. They don't just naturally just diffuse on their own. They go through and they need to have that water to kind of assist in that process. Now, characteristics of our solids is that they do have a fixed melting point. For example, ice melts at 0 degrees Celsius under standard pressure. Crystalline or amorphous structure, as we can see over right over here. Solids can be crystalline with particles arranged in repeating order and an ordered lattice, for example, salt or diamonds, or amorphous with disordered structure, with glass and rubber being other examples of those. They can have some elasticity and plasticity. Some solids do return to the original shape after deforming. For example, a rubber band, after you stretch it, comes back, while others can be permanently deformed, as we see the example with clay. Thermal they have thermal and electrical conductivity, which is a little material dependent, but some solids, like metals, can conduct heat and electricity, while others, like wood, glass, are poor conductors or would fall under the category of insulators. So I hope this gave you a little background of kind of those properties of solids so you can be able to understand them in a little bit more detail.